Good morning, fellow gardeners. Well, we want to bring you another little video this morning. A lot of the people, or some of the people, are texting me and saying, Leon, I'm up in my 70s and my 80s and I live by myself. I'm just in a small apartment. I don't have any place to handle those big tubs you've been bragging about growing tomatoes in and lettuce and so forth. And I would love to grow some of my greens, but I just live in a little apartment. I don't have any room. I got a balcony or a little porch or something. What can you do for me? So what we're going to show you today, this is for the folks that don't have much room to grow a big container like this for tomatoes or lettuce. They can't lift a 5-gallon bucket. It's too heavy. If you like this right here, it gets pretty heavy time you get full of soil and water. I know that. But find you something that's small like this. I just grabbed these up in the garden center to give you an example. I mean, just anything like this that holds water. Drill you one hole up here about 4 inches up, 4 inches, 3 inches up will be fine. And remember, I told you we wanted to cover 75 to 85% of the bottom with something. And so this is prunes I was eating and it's empty, so I'm going to use it. I drilled holes at the top and bottom, about 4 different places on the top and 4 at the bottom. Turned it upside down in the middle of this one with a hole up there at 3 inches. Now then I put my soil in this. Same way with this one. Here's another tub I had over there, and I just drilled a hole in it up there about 4 inches up. This is nuts that we eat, and so we just drill the holes on each side at the bottom and top, about 1/8 of an inch to 3/16 holes. Don't get them real big because then the soil will go in them. And so we're just going to set that in the bottom of it. You can see in there, it just sits in there. And that's going to hold water in this container. There will be water in this up to this weep hole right here. This will be soil down here on the outsides of this container. But anyway, we want this to hold water in there and keep the soil from touching the bottom so much. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to fill these up with soil, kind of show you what you can do with folks that can't handle big containers. So we just, pretty easy to do, just fill them up with soil up pretty good ways. Now, I've told you to stop about 4, 5, 6 inches down. I need you to put the dry fertilizer in here. You can get a sheet from us at 580-564-2166, and Sherry will text you a copy of the fertilizer we use. It's important that you get that lime and gypsum, Epsom salt in there. You got your own Epsom salt. You don't need to order gypsum or lime off of me. Excuse me. Still trying to get over that little cough. And your fertilizer requirements, it tells you on that paper what you need in there. And put that dry fertilizer in there. And then go ahead and cover it over with your soil, just like we do in the big containers. And then you're going to plant your lettuce. Now, I'm not putting a pipe in there. You notice that. It's okay. You can water this from the top to fill the bottom up. Just don't do it every day. Wait 3 or 4 days before you put some more water in it, because we want that wicking system to work from the bottom. And so just go ahead and fill it up with water till it runs out that hole. You see your hole there, and when it runs out that hole, then you know it's full, and you can leave it alone for 3 or 4 days. Now, if your stuff is just newly planted, it may go a week to 10 days without any problem. You can tell when it gets dry by feeling that soil a little bit, see if it's real dry or something. But anyway, we're not even going to put a pipe in here to fill these. Now, this is lettuce that the girls grew about 3 weeks, planted about 3 weeks ago. They put their potting mix, the same mix, in these here little pots, and they planted 3 or 4 seeds of lettuce in each one of those little holes. At the top of the soil, not very deep. And then Let me get one out. And there it is. So what you can do, you can plant you 3 of those right around the edge, right there like into that. There you go. Now you can grow your own lettuce right there. This lettuce takes cool weather. You can set it out on the porch where it gets some sunshine. Now if it's going to get real cold, like down to 15, 18 degrees, just go out there and pick it up and take it in the house. Now you can lean it over and pour some of that water out that hole and then take it in the house and keep it in there. This is butter crunch lettuce is what this is right here.
Lean it this way so they can see it.
What's that?
Yeah, lean your toe.
See, I got three plants in it right there. That'll grow you 3 nice heads of lettuce. Now let me tell you what to do. You're going to put 3 in this one, maybe you'll put 3 in this one over here the same way, around the outside edge. Then you take this little 6-pack you've got, or cup, whatever you're growing it in. It don't have to be a 6-pack. It can be in little drinking cups, anything. Cut you off some water bottles or soda pop bottles and grow them in a pot about that tall. And the day that you plant this in these, you replant these with lettuce again. And then in 3 weeks, when you harvest this, you'll have lettuce to go back in the place of these. Just pull these up, tuck them in, wash them off, and eat them, and plant you 3 more in these. Then you can wait another, 3 or 4 days or a week and harvest this one and put some more back in the place of it. And then you rock along a couple of weeks and this will be ready to harvest again. And you pull these, eat them, and plant you some more in these. Every time you plant these, you plant you another set because it takes about 3 weeks to go from this stage to big enough to eat. It takes 3 weeks to go from seed up to this big of lettuce. So you just got a continuous circle going on. You're always eating, you're always transplanting, and you're always growing another crop. Now lettuce and spinach, kale, stuff like that is what we're talking about growing in these small containers. This is not big enough for a regular big tomato plant. Now you might grow one of those little bush cherry tomatoes that only gets, a foot or 18 inches tall. You could grow one of these in there for some of you folks that want small containers. But I do not recommend, you could even put one little pepper plant in here. Anyway, if you like this little video, subscribe, punch the button, ring the bell, and we'll come back with another video. Have a good day.